Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam, and I'm a
And
non-gamer.
we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Tiger and Dragon by Oink Games.
Oink Games has made several of the little box games. If you've ever been to a convention where they were there as an exhibitor, you'll definitely recognize them because they're all in the same shaped box, about yay tall and yay wide. But they've got a bigger box game, and I say bigger box. This is bigger compared to those, but not anything
Yeah,
like.
it's still very...
It's still very small, yeah. And this is Tiger and Dragon. Now, Tiger and Dragon is going to have some tiles. They're not really. I don't think they're tiles. They look more like dominoes to me.
What is a tile?
But that's beside the point. And they're made of the same material as like what
Tiles.
dominoes are made out of. But this is going to be kind of like a domino game in which someone will play one and then you play one in response to them. And then someone plays one in response to what you've played. And it just goes around the circle like that. And it's got this kind of kung fu kind of, I mean, it says kung fu on the back of the box. So it's got a kung fu theme to it, right? Like I'm striking and you're defending and then they're striking and then so on and so forth. And you just want to try to get rid of your dominoes first before anyone else. So let's show you how this game works down below, and then we'll come back and share thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, I have Tiger and Dragon on the table here. Let me show you all how this game is going to work. Now, what you have for the components in this game, everybody's going to have a player board, and it does play up to 5, so you do have 5 player boards here. You do have lots of tiles or dominoes. I like to think that they're like dominoes. I guess they could be considered like mahjong tiles as well. And then you have these victory point tokens as well as a first player token in the game. Now, in addition to what you see here, you also have these cards right here that will change the way that you play the game, different win conditions. The game recommends starting with one of these green ones, and then these red ones are a bit more advanced. But to give you an example here, it says here, this is the English writing here. Winning the round with a middle numbered tile scores more points. And so you can see here that 4, 5, and 6, the numbers range from 1 all the way to 8. And so 4, 5, and 6, if you win with one of those tiles, you're going to earn at least 4 of these victory point tokens in addition to any bonus tokens you might get. But if you were to win with, say, a 2 or an 8, you're only going to get 2 victory point tokens, and that's because this is the Bamboo Forest Battle, whereas the Volcano Battle is going to award 2 and 3 more so than the higher numbers. Now this just changes the victory conditions or the scoring for what you win with, and then the red ones are going to change it up dramatically. Cliff Top Battle is one of my favorite ones. You're going to display one of your tiles to everyone else, and if you win with that specific tile, you get a lot of points, but if you were to win with any other tile, you're not going to get nearly as many. So again, these are just different ways to change up the game and give some replayability to this, and these do dramatically change the way the game feels. Your strategy is going to change based off of what you're playing with here, and so these are a lot of fun to experiment with. And as you get used to the game, playing with these green ones and then playing with the red ones it really opens up the way the game changes depending on what you're scoring with. Now, how does this game play? Well, as part of setup, depending on number of players in the game, you're going to draw a number of these tiles over here. If you're only playing with 2 players, you will draw 13 of them, whereas if you're playing with all 5, then you're going to draw 7. And you'll shuffle these up and then randomly draw. Whoever is the first player is going to take this token, and they will get 1 extra tile. So let's say that we're playing a 5-player game, and I'm the first player. I would draw 8 of these. And so 2, 4, 6, 8. Now these are going to be my tiles, and I would flip them up to where only I can see them. And you'll take note that the green ones are going to be even numbers, red ones are going to be odd numbers. And so here we go. That's what I have here. I would keep this hidden from all the other players. They would have their own tiles, and we would be ready to go. Now there will be a number of tiles that are here in the middle that nobody takes, so that way you're not 100% certain what is in everybody's hand, because there are going to be 8 8s. There are going to be 4 4s.
there are going to be 3 threes. I think you get the idea here. So 8 is going to be the most common number in the game, whereas 1, there is a 1 tile, there is only one 1, and the 1 is special because no matter what game you are playing, whether it's the bamboo forest battle or if it's the cliff top battle, the 1 always gives you an automatic victory. The first to score 10 victory points in this game is going to be the winner, and the 1 gives you 10 victory points, so you will automatically win the game if you win with a 1. Now that is really hard to do. It can be done, but it is hard to do. So just know that the 1 is special, but there is only one 1. There are also 2 others that are in the game. You've got the you've got the tiger here, and you have the dragon. And we'll come back to what these do for you, but no matter what game you are playing with, the tiger and dragon only give you 1 victory point, no bonus. So you don't want to try and win with one of those guys. You want to use those throughout the course of the game. So this is my hand here, and if I'm the first player, I choose one of the ones that I have here, and I place it in this spot with the flame that matches the first player token, so maybe I play with this 8. Now, when you're playing in this top row here, you are attacking. This is a game that has a kung fu theme, although it's a bit abstract. It's a lot abstract, actually. And you are attacking, and so you'll place it in the top box right here, and then starting with the player to your left, they will have the opportunity to defend. And how you defend is you would play the exact number. So let's pretend that the player to my left has this 8, and they would play it in this bottom 1 box, and they would say, I defend your 8 with my 8. And then, if they did that, they could play any one of their tiles in the next box over in the attacking row and say, I attack with a 2. And then it would go to the player on their left, and if they have a 2, they could defend. If they don't, they would have to say, I pass. You wouldn't say necessarily that you don't have a 2, you would just say, I pass, because if you did have a 2, you could strategically say, I pass, and indicate to everyone that maybe you don't have a 2, or maybe you do have the other 2, you just don't want to play it right now. We'll come back to why that might be here in just a second, but just know that that is what you could do. And it would continue to go around the table until someone either defends or it gets back to the player who played that, and then if that's the case, they get a bonus tile. They get to take one of their tiles and they get to defend their own attack by placing it face down like such. They don't have to reveal to anyone what that is, and they attack again. I attack with the 3 this time, and it would go around the table again. This could continue on where someone gets multiple bonuses in a row, and if that's the case, then that's really good for you. But what you are trying to do is you're trying to play your last tile. So let's say this is my last tile. I played this 6, nobody was able to defend it, I get to play this one, and since it's my last one, I play it face up, and this is the tile that I win with. Now, again, going back to our scoring conditions, this will determine how many scoring tokens you get, because let's say it's Cliff Top Battle, and I showed everybody at the beginning of the round, if I win with this 4, I'm going to get 6 tokens in addition to the bonus. If it wasn't the tile I revealed, I'm only going to get 3. So let's say that I didn't reveal that 4, and I won with it. I get 3 tokens, and these tokens are going to go down here in the bottom of my playing board like so. Now, it says plus bonus, and what that means is your bonus is going to be you'll get 1 token for every one that you played face down. So in this case, if I won, I would get 2 extra because I have 2 that are face down. And again, remember, those are what you get to do if you play a tile and nobody defends you and it gets back around to you, you get to play one of your tiles face down and go again. And that's all there is to the game. You are simply trying to get 10 tokens before anyone else. The first player token would pass on to the next player to your left. You would discard all these tiles and put them face down, shuffle them back up, and draw a new hand. Now, I want to get back to the tiger and dragon real quick because these are special tiles. If you have either one of these and somebody plays a tile, let's say somebody plays a 5 here, because it's red, the dragon can be blocked can block any red number. So if it's my turn and the player next to me plays this 5, I could block the 5 by playing a dragon on my board. Now, the tiger works the same way, except it's going to work towards even numbers, so it can block any even number. You can play these as attacking tiles, but that's not really useful to do so because if I attack with, say, the dragon, any green number can block the tiger attack, and then vice versa. Any red number can block the dragon attack. So you really don't want to attack with these. You want to block with them. And that's pretty much the gist of the game. Again, you can shake up how you win and score based off of these cards here. Just knowing that these conditions are always going to be true, that if you win with the 1, you automatically win the game. And if you win with a tiger or dragon, you're only going to get 1. So really don't want to hang on to those. You want to use these throughout the course of the game. And note that if in order to win with the 1, you have to hold on to this guy for the entire game. It is an automatic, I get to play this. Nobody has another 1. The only thing that can block a 1 is the dragon. So if you see that somebody has already played the dragon, then you know that if you play this 1, you automatically get to take one of yours and play it face down like such. That's why the 1 is really good to play throughout the course of the game. And if you hold on to it till the very end, it's just a tile that's sitting in your hand that you're not getting to use. Hence why the victory for winning with a 1 is so beneficial to you. It's an automatic victory. So there you have it. That is Tiger and Dragon. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one.
And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Tiger and Dragon from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So I want to start off by saying this has been a game that's been on my radar for a little while now, going back to closer towards the beginning of this year when I first learned about it, and it was getting a lot of buzz, and it's continued to get a lot of buzz throughout the course of the year, and I've missed out on some opportunities to get this game earlier in the year. Sam and I just came back from PAX just weekend before, which is probably not going to be the weekend before for you when you watch this video, but when PAX happened, we were there. And that's when we picked up a copy of this one. After we tried it...
I want to tell a story about this game.
Yeah, do. Yeah.
Well, we sat down to play this game with 2 other people. We played the first game of it. I would call it a round.
Well, it was one full game, but it lasts maybe 3 or 4 rounds. Yeah.
And we were both like, no, I'm glad we didn't buy this.
This game stunk.
Yeah,
that was our first thought.
I was like, I don't understand the hype behind this. Well, we talked with the other 2 people.
The other 2 people felt the same way.
Yes,
they were saying the same thing, and we all agreed.
Yes,
maybe we should try it again.
And then we tried it again, and we started noticing things about the game that we just didn't, I guess, pay attention to in the rules, and it immediately went from like 0 to 10, and we played multiple rounds. We've played multiple times since then, and it's definitely something that we will be keeping and playing.
We
often.
played this. We immediately went and bought it after we played it.
Yeah.
Went to Oink's booth at PAX, got a copy of it, played it a lot there at PAX.
Yeah.
We've played it a lot since we've come back from PAX, enough so that we feel like we can do a review on it. And as we've already told you, we played it at multiple player counts now. Not just 2-player, not just 4-player. We played it a lot of player counts. And so, yes, very rarely does a game go from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum just because we've played
with
it more
everybody
times.
Involved.
With everybody involved, right. Yeah.
We all felt the same way.
Now, there's times whenever a game didn't do so great the first time, and it gets a little bit better after you've played it.
Yeah.
But this is like
immediate
night
next
and day,
round.
immediate next round. And I think the reason for that, at least for me and my perspective on it is because the first time you play it, it's liable to be a lot like how you might feel when somebody explains the rules to the game to you, which is just simply somebody plays a number, you want to play that same number. Then you play a number.
You have zero strategy.
You have zero concept of how you're going to be able to do well in this game, and it might just feel like a lot of luck. Like, oh, I have the number that you just played. That's good luck for me. I play a number. Nobody has that number. That's really great luck for me because now I get to play. And it might just sort of feel like, that was just luck. That was dumb luck.
The part that none of us at the table realized was that the number 8 also correlated with, there was 8 of that tile.
Eights. Yes.
There's 4 of them. Understanding that is super important because when you don't, it literally is just like, okay, these are numbers. It's kind of like go fish. There's the same amount. And you're just hoping that nobody else has them. And you know, there's lots of tiles out there because even a 4-player game, there's still extra tiles.
Yeah.
And so you're just hoping that nobody has it. But one of the guys that we played with, commented after the second time when we're all starting to enjoy it and understand it more. He goes, it would be really good for you if you maybe had all the 4s. And we were all like, you're right, it would. It makes a lot more sense. You
because
understand,
nobody can block you.
I have the monopoly on this number. I need to save it towards the end.
Yes.
So that I can use that to my advantage. And understanding that is key to the game.
And even when you don't have the monopoly on a specific number, right? Like I have all 3 3s, right? Even when you don't have that, but maybe you have 2 of the 3s, you can still really play into some strategy with that and knowing, okay, I probably want to hang on to those 3s till late in the game because somebody may have that last 3 in there, or maybe they played it early on and now they don't have it, right? And nobody can stop me unless somebody has the dragon.
Yeah.
Because the dragon can block anything. But it's things like that you just tuck away in the back of your mind. It's kind of like having that ace up your sleeve if you play cards. And knowing those little nuances with this game is what makes all the difference with it. Because otherwise, if you don't understand that concept of it, then it is going to feel like Go Fish. It's going to be like, it's just dumb luck. Like, you laid down a 4, I didn't have a 4. That's just dumb luck, right? And
we didn't really understand the concept of holding on to certain numbers or anything like that. So I think we all were probably wondering why we had so many aids, but none of us were smart enough to figure it out.
It took a minute.
They're probably like, y'all are idiots.
All right, let's get to pros and cons with this game. And I think we're going to have quite a few on such a simple game, because it really is just a simple game, but there's a lot of thoughts with this game, or at least I have a lot of thoughts on it. So Sam, what for you as a non-gamer makes this game a good game?
I think it's great. I think once we decided we liked it, what I thought about this game is it's so easy to explain to somebody. This is one that we can bring to a party with non-gamers and everyone's going to understand it very quickly. And maybe they don't understand 100%, but after one round, they will. And I think that's a huge thing. And it's so quick too. We played it the other night just because Lance wanted to play a game. I didn't want him to learn a new one. It's something easy to pull out, play it for a couple rounds, call it good. I mean, it's just a great starter or finisher for a game night.
100%. I don't know if I could have said that better, because it plays, the box says 20 minutes. It may not take 3 minutes, quite honestly, because it can end really quickly. But then it can go the full 20 minutes if you get 3-4 rounds in. For me, I think this is a game that, like Sam said, anybody can play. And when I think about anybody, the first couple of people that come to my mind, Sam's going to be one of those. But then it's going to be people like my mom or like your parents, right? Who, I don't want to be stereotypical here, but they're older, right? And I don't want to break out this game that's going to have, a 20-minute teach and expect them to retain all of that and be... nobody
wants that.
Nobody wants that, right? But my mom can sit down and play this with me. And she likes trick-taking games. And this sort of feels a little bit like a trick-taking game. But I know you don't really care for those. But it sort of feels like that, right? Because I do something, and then you do something, and then I do something back. And so it sort of feels like that. But it has that little... Again, I've got an ace up my sleeve. I've got this good domino that I'm waiting to play, and then boom, I play it. And there's not anything you can do about it, right? Like, or maybe they can do something about it, and you weren't thinking they could. Like, it has those moments in the game which are really exciting. Anything that doesn't work so great for you as a non-gamer with this one?
One more. I thought you were going to say this.
I'm sorry.
So I held out on it. Something we haven't mentioned at all yet is the scoring is different. There's cards, and the outcome, you want to have as many. You have 10 points at the bottom, and you want to win certain rounds, or you want to win any round, and you get points, and the first one of 10 wins. But each card tells you how you need to win. Obviously, you need to be the one that fills up your 10 first.
Or however many dominoes you're playing.
And that's going to get you points regardless. But if you win with a 1, you automatically win, because there's only one in the whole game, which I don't think anybody. I think you did it last night. You won with a 1. Didn't you?
I could have, or maybe I did. I don't know.
But other than that, that does not happen very often.
Yeah.
But maybe that round they want you to win with a positive or a even number,
or negative,
even number or an odd number, or you have to say, "I'm going to try to win with this 6." And then you have to actually win with it. There's so many, and we haven't even played all the different.
And they drastically change the way you play your hand.
Yes, and how it's scored.
Yeah, because if I know I showed you this 3 and I want to try to win with this 3, well, now I can't play that 3, and I have the 3, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's all these little things that are going through every single domino, and that's.
So as simple
really
as the game sounds, I think
it.
It's great that it does change it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Now
all right, now let's get to any cons that you have with it.
I feel like that maybe some of the scoring is a bit high.
Yeah.
Because it does go so quick. Some rounds you can win. Say it's the one with the negative, you have to win with a negative number. I think you can get like 5 or 6 points.
There are no negatives, but you mean odds and evens.
Yeah.
I got her off on that.
So you win with a even, gosh, I still want to say negative, even number, you could get like 6 or 7 points. That's more than 50% of all that you need. So you win that twice, the game's over. So I think I wish it was scaled down just a little bit so it lasts a little bit longer.
I was going to say something very similar to that, because when you get to the point where you have 8 of those chips and you only need 2 more, then it does sort of maybe water down your decisions a little bit in that round, because the pressure's not so much on for me to win with a really good domino and get a lot of points, because I only need 2.
Yeah.
So I'm more, I don't need this really one that pays out a whole lot. I'm going to play what can get me just 2, right? And that's a safer bet, safer way to play it, and I'm more likely going to win playing that way. And there's not much risk because I just need 2, right?
When you're playing with just 2 people, it's rare that we would need to go more than 3 rounds before somebody. I don't think we have gone more than 3 rounds without somebody winning. With a higher player count, you do go a little bit longer, but it's still very quick.
Because there's more competition. And that's going to be the case if it's just about any game, right? Like, the more people you have, the more competition, the more exciting the experience.
But 20 minutes is like a 4 or 5 player game.
Yeah.
2 players, I mean, we really have completed a round in probably 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is fine. You can go on to the next one. You can pick a different card. You can do that one again. It's not such a negative that I don't want to play it. It's just maybe if it was a little bit less per win, or if you needed to fill out more. Like maybe instead of 10, there was 15.
You're getting 15. Yeah, that might be a house rule that we would recommend trying out there is increasing the threshold if you're playing at lower player counts, for sure. Okay, let's get to scores for Tiger and Dragon. So, Sam, I have a feeling this one's going to be kind of high for you. So, where's it coming in at?
It's going to be really high. I think I'd give it an 8.6.
Woo! Yeah. 8.6. That might be, is that the highest you've gave this year?
I don't know. I think I might have an 8.7 somewhere. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I would imagine that this is going to be
probably my top.
Really
it's
high in your top 10.
It's only polyomino game, but it still has tiles.
Non-polyomino.
Non-polyomino game.
Okay. Any reasons for why it's so high out of all the games we've played this year?
I don't think we have a ton of games that can be played this quickly, and I know we just said that as a con, but I like that it's one that we can just get out and play a couple rounds and call it good. And if we do have any of those games, it's a card game. And so I like this. It's different. It's not a card game, but it's really quick. It's easy to take with us. It's easy to explain to people. I think this one is going to be one that's going to be played. Already we have played this probably more than any game we've played in the last 6 months. And we've only had it for a week. I think that just really says a lot about how often this game's going to be played.
I think for me, my score is going to be what it is because of the fact that I get more bang for my buck. And not that this is a $35 game, so it's not a super expensive game. But even still, I get more bang for my buck with this than I do with, a lot of the $50, $60 games that are out there, simply for the fact that I'm kind of, I wouldn't say it's brain burning, but it is a lot of like metagaming in that. What is she thinking about? What is he trying to do? I saw, her play that. Does that mean she doesn't have any more of those left? Like, there's a lot of that trying to think of what the other person's thinking and doing that happens in this game. And again, that's going to happen a lot more at the higher player counts. That just really kind of takes this game to another level for me that I didn't think that I'd experience with it. Yeah. My first playthrough was, this is dumb, right? Yeah. But then you really see those nuances with this game, and it just... Yeah, it's a home run for me. I'm going to give it an 8. I think this is a solid 8 for me. Not going to leave my collection. Very,
I think it would make a really good Christmas present.
It would, yeah.
Because if you're trying to like wean some people off of like Monopoly, it's just a really good starter into those higher level games,
right? Sure. Yeah, it's going to be a game that can get people into thinking more critically and thinking more strategically and questioning why people are doing the things and that's just something that is a great skill to develop getting into some of these bigger box games, but you're gonna get your money's worth out of this game too, is the thing about it. I feel like is a pro for it, so it's a great purchase, and I agree with Sam, it would make a fantastic Christmas gift. So hit up Oink Games. Don't let this one by you at the end of the year. You definitely want to try it out. So the game is Tiger and Dragon from Oink Games. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about this game.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.